And today we got something pretty cool. We're out in the garage because it's going to be a tool, which is always lots of fun. And what do we have for you today? A plastic welder. How cool is that? If you have plastic bumpers or just pretty much any plastic that you break around the house, you can weld it back together with this device. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the device first, then we're going to plug it up and actually weld plastic. How cool is that? Let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, you can see that the plastic welding gun does come in a case. And it says you can do hot troweling, you can plant the plastic, repair nails, thermal cutting, fusion welding, hole repair, and you can even do soldering. How cool is that, right? Alright, so we're going to open it up and let's see what we get. Instruction manual. You get not 100, not 200, not 300, but 400 staples for welding plastic together. Very cool. They're going to give you this nice handy dandy razor knife for trimming and cutting. They're also going to give you some side cutters for cutting the leftover staples off as well. You get a couple of really cool plastic strips, and this is to act as like infill material, and we'll demonstrate that as well. But they also give you the smoothing tip, and this is for smoothing plastic back down. Nice. And here's the actual gun itself. It's quite hefty. It's got a nice size heating element in here, but what's cool and makes this safe is this brass right here never heats up. Only what's in the tip heats up. So that's going to help prevent a lot of burns. And you just plug it into the old 110 there and you're ready to rip and roar. So let's go ahead and get this set up and weld some plastic. Alright, so we got the gun plugged in. And what we're going to do is we're going to weld these two pieces of plastic together. Just like this. It's going to be super simple. I'm going to show you how we're going to do it really quick. We're going to reach in here and get some of these staples. And let's see, that looks like about 4. Maybe we'll have 5. So the first step, of course, is you're going to align your piece up. And this is really good for car bumpers and car pieces that just get damaged, that you don't want to replace those expensive pieces. You can actually use these little clips to weld it back together. Here is what you do. You're going to take the clip and you're going to insert it into the end of the gun. And then we're going to squeeze the trigger. And you can see that the thing, you can see it's heating up, super red hot. Once it gets hot, we're just going to push it into the plastic. And then we're going to release it and pull the staple out. How cool is that? Let's do a few more of these. This thing is fun. Alright, we're going to load up another staple. Let's do another one. Getting hot! Let's do another one. And just like that, we have all our staples in. So that's going to be step 1. Step 2, we have all these little stubs sticking up, and we're just going to take our pliers and cut all those off. Alright, and I want to show you something else too that you can do. We're going to take one more staple, because you don't have to do it just like this. You can turn them sideways. And put them in like this as well. And just snip that off. Now the next step is you're going to take your little smoothing tip and you're just going to slide it over these brass tips on the end. Okay, so now we're going to use the smoothing tip. We're going to get it hot. We're just going to start smoothing out all this plastic. You can kind of try to mash it and melt it together. Come over to your repair right here, and you can just make everything start bonding a little easier, a little better, fill in that seam and that gap. And if you get places where the gap is too big, they do give you some extra plastic, and you can just melt this off and help fill those gaps. And plus, it's going to make the bond just that much stronger. Something like that. Get it nice and smoothed out, looking so much better. Now it does come with different types of staples for different kinds of repairs as well. Like you can see that you have this type of staple. And what this staple is for is, you see how you have a corner here, you could heat it up and this goes in corners to help hold corner pieces together. And then you have one like this, and the way this one's designed, this is for outside corners. So if this was a corner here, you could just melt it in through this way and go on the outside of the corner, and to help hold that together as well. So they give you a variety of different staples. They do give you 100 of each kind of staples, which is pretty nice. You also get these for joining pieces together. They're like the ones we were using, just a little smaller. So 400 staples. You get the smoothing tip, the pliers, the extra plastic rods, and you get the cutting knife. And you can also use this to smooth out some of this stuff as well. And you can see that we've welded this together quite nicely. So very cool, useful tool. Can save you a lot of money, especially on things like cracked bumpers. If you have a plastic case or toolbox, you can, and it splits, you can weld it back together. It's just a very handy device to have. I hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.